Hey everybody, this is Latoya Okeia, your spiritual life coach and your motivational speaker. If you are following me on Facebook, you guys know that we had that little situation not too long ago on Facebook where we were not able to go live. But we were talking about the Proverbs 31 woman. So as I told all of you guys on Facebook that we were going to bring it right on over to the YouTube channel. So here we are, baby. We right on back over here on the YouTube channel. And let me tell y'all, the reason that I do Facebook lives and then I just repurpose my content over to YouTube is because it's just easier and I don't have to do all of that editing and all of that stuff that I have to do on YouTube. So let me go ahead and tell you, you're going to have a couple bloopers. There's going to be a couple bloopers in this video. And so I just want y'all to, as they say in the church, take it for love because I am not about to be doing all that editing. Just take it for love, okay? In light of everything that's going on, just take it for love. So, you know, we know that we have to be professional and we have to put good content out there and we have to make sure the videos are edited to the T. But in light of everything that's going on right now, editing is not what's important, okay? What's important is getting the word of God out to the people. So I got to do that in the quickest way possible that I know. So if that means me going all the way through this video and not trying to make any cuts or edits or take out any bloopers, just let y'all see the whole thing and just let it run on out, then that's just what we got to do, okay? I love you guys so much, and it's all about me getting this content out there to y'all because you got to have the word. Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded forth from the mouth of God. So with that being said, let's get into this word, baby. Y'all know on Facebook, we was talking about the Proverbs 31 woman. Now, you'll see me looking over to the side a little bit. I'm just checking on my notes because I got a lot of characteristics, okay? We're talking about, as I said on Facebook, I'm not going to read the scripture. I want you guys to go and do that on your own, okay? I want you to go check out Proverbs 31 and read that on your own. What I want to do is I want to go over the characteristics of a Proverbs 31 woman with you, okay? So on Facebook, we hit a couple of them already. I'm just going to review what we went over on Facebook. On Facebook, we talked about some of the characteristics of a Proverbs 31 woman are a good manager. She's a good manager. She knows how to manage what she has. She knows how to manage her resources. She's a cultivator. She doesn't have a sense of entitlement. She knows that she has to work and everything is not going to just be given to her because she's a woman. She doesn't put pressure or demand on her king. She works alongside her king. She don't mind rolling up her sleeves and working with her man. That's the type of woman we talking about with this Proverbs 31 woman. On Facebook, we also talked about she knows how to take care of herself. She don't let herself she don't just let herself go and just let herself just look any kind of way. And as we were saying on Facebook, we know that as women, we're not going to be looking our best every single day. You ain't going to look your best every single day. Y'all excuse me, these allergies tearing me up. But you're not going to look your best every single day. We understand that, okay? But at the same time, you still have to carry yourself with grace. So even if, this is what God told me. This is what God told me. Even if you got to put on a bonnet, or even if you got to put on a headscarf or whatever, you better wear that headscarf with grace. You better wear that bonnet with grace, okay? You better wear that thing gracefully, honey. And only have it on for a little while now and then go get yourself together because you're a Proverbs 31 woman. So you got to keep it together. And you know as a Proverbs 31 woman that what it took for you to hook that man, it's going to take that and some more in order for you to be able to keep him. Because just like your king has to work for you, you got to work for him. You got to, y'all supposed to stand side by side and dominate together. That's the way it's supposed to be. He's got to be giving you something that's keeping you attracted. And you got to be giving him something that's keeping him attracted. That's all part of that Proverbs 31 woman and her king, okay? Another characteristic of a Proverbs 31 woman is she's there for her family. She ain't the type of woman that's always dropping her kids off here and there and gone for the weekend and gone for the month and ain't nobody heard from her and we don't know where she went. That's not the Proverbs 31 woman, baby. She's there for her family, okay? She's the one that you got to try to pull away from her family because she's always there with her kids. She's always working. She's always making sure her kids got what they need. She's working to make sure her husband, her king, he's straight. He has what he needs. Do he got his lunch that he like to take to work? He got his dinner. Do he got what he need? That's that Proverbs 31 woman. And another characteristic about her is she stays up late. She's the type of woman where everybody in the house could be asleep, but she's up getting everything situated for the week. She's washing, she's ironing school clothes for the week. She getting everything situated with the kids' homework, checking homework. She doing all of that. Now, that's not to say that the king is not doing all of that, because, men, what you got to understand is you can't put so much on the woman till she give out. There's got to be a balance there. With the Proverbs 31 woman and with her king, it's got to be a balance there. And this is what God told me. We can't get to the point where we just get so set in roles. Oh, this is my role and I'm going to stick to it. No, whatever the role is that you need to play at that certain time, then that's just what you got to do. So, men, if that means that you got to change a diaper, if that means you got to cook a meal, whatever that is, don't say that's not my role. I just work and pay the bills. That's all I do. No, you're supposed to be working side by side, dominating together. In the same way with her. I mean, she may have to go out there and hop on the mower sometime, mow the yards or whatever. Like, there's no specific role. The Proverbs 31 woman knows that there is no specific role. If she got to take out the trash or whatever it is she got to do, she ain't that type of woman where she feels entitled and she feel like that ain't my role and I ain't supposed to be doing that. No, you're not supposed to be doing that, but that's not to say that you can't do that. That's what God told me. It's not to say that you can't do it and you shouldn't feel like you're entitled to this or you're entitled to that. As a Proverbs 31 woman, she don't mind working. She don't mind helping out. Okay? Wherever she need to be, she gonna be there. Whatever role she needs to play at that time, she gonna play that role, because she know it ain't all just about her and her entitlement, but it's about the flow of the house. And she'll do whatever needs to be done to keep the flow of the home in order and to keep things flowing, okay? Another characteristic about the Proverbs 31 woman is her king is also a leader, as I was just saying, okay? The king is also a leader. He's the type of man that's making moves and they dominating together. Because as I told y'all on my other live the other night, in Genesis, when God made male, he made male and female. Because the Bible says male and female made he them. And he put them side by side, the male and the female. And God told both of them to dominate, to rule, subdue, and have dominion over the earth. Both of them. He told both of them to do that. They were both under orders from God to dominate, which means to take over, subdue, rule, subdue, and have dominion. And that's what God said. And so the Proverbs 31 woman, if she's married and she has a husband, then he's got to be a king as a leader. He's got to be the type of man that makes moves. He's got to be the type of man that works just as hard as she works, even harder. Okay, and they got to be able to have that balance within their relationship and their marriage, and they got to be in a situation where they can dominate together. There is no competition, okay? The Proverbs 31 woman knows she ain't in competition with her man. They on the same team. So when he wins, she wins. When she wins, he wins. And they both have an understanding of that, okay? Another characteristic of the Proverbs 31 woman is she's a hard worker, baby. She's a hard worker. She ain't lazy. She buys land and property. She's the type of woman that, okay, she constantly out looking for land. She constantly out looking for property, looking for businesses, looking for what, because she knows that that commandment that the Father gave us, which was to dominate, rule, subdue, and have dominion. Have dominion means to take over the market, to take over whatever it is that you're gifted at doing. The Proverbs 31 woman, she knows her gifts. She knows her purpose. She knows her talents. And she don't try to run in a lane that she ain't meant to run in. She stay in her own lane. She don't look at nobody else. She don't worry about nobody else. She keep her own little car in the road. She focused on her and her household. She's not the type of woman that's on the phone gossiping with everybody about what's going on in their house and gossiping about what Betty Sue and them doing down the street and how Betty Sue and them husband done left them and cheated on them and all that type of stuff. She ain't that type of woman. She's so busy and she's so structured and she's so much about her father's business that she ain't got time to be in nobody else's business. Okay? That's the Proverbs 31 woman. She's a hard worker. She don't mind working. She ain't the type of woman that's kicked back in the recliner all day with her bonnet on, with her hair rollers and her flexi rods in her hair, watching the stories. Well, nowadays they watch Love and Hip Hop, Atlanta, in New York, in Hollywood. She ain't the type of woman that's kicked back watching the Real Housewives of Atlanta all day long. Real Housewives of Orange County City, whoever they be watching now. She ain't sitting around doing that all day because she knows that there is no honor in that. There's no honor in that. She only spends her time on things that are productive. She's a productive woman. She's fruitful. She knows how to multiply. She knows how to incubate. She knows how to take the little bit that a man gives her and make it more. She can turn it into something else. No matter what a man gives her, she can turn it into let me tell you something about a Proverbs 31 woman. Whatever a man gives her, he ain't gonna get it back in the same form that he gave it to her. If he gives her a seed, she gonna give him a baby. If he give her some groceries, she gonna give him a meal. If he gives her a house, she gonna turn that thing into a home. Whenever you give a Proverbs 31 woman something, kings, listen to me. You know you got a Proverbs 31 woman. Because you could give her $100 and you come back and she done flip that thing into 1,000. Okay? Or if she ain't flipped it into 1,000, you can best believe that she put it on a bill. She did something productive with it. She's not the type of woman that's going to eat up all of your money. She's not a devourer. She's not going to take everything that you have and go and squander it and spend it on petty things, on things that are not going to produce anything for her, not gonna produce anything for the family. She's constantly conscious of her family and what she can do to keep the house in flow, to keep everything in order. She got her kids in order. Her kids ain't running around out here acting all crazy and stuff. She got her kids in order. She got the man. Everything is in flow. Everything is in flow when the Proverbs 31 woman is in the house, baby. Everything is in flow. Okay, another characteristic of her is she's always about her father's business. As I just said, she's always about God's business. If it ain't got nothing to do with God, she ain't in it. She ain't the type of woman that's sitting around with her co-workers gossiping about such and such and how such and such just got fired and how such and such is on leave and they ain't got no money and they can't pay their bills and all this type of stuff. She's not the type of woman that clicks up with women and downgrades other women. She's not the type of woman that downgrade people, that put people down. She doesn't use her power for that. She uses her power to build people up. She uses her power to encourage people. She uses her power to go out and help the needy. She helps the sick. She helps the poor. And she don't do it for a show. She do it because she knows that this is the business of her father. She's about her father's business. She ain't got time to be petty and in other people's business. And I'm going to tell you something else. Contrary to popular belief, men don't like petty women. I'm just telling you, not a real man, not a king man, not a kingdom man. He don't like a petty woman. He don't like a woman that's always on the phone with somebody in somebody's business, gossiping about somebody, talking about somebody, just up to mischief and no good. A man don't like that. He don't like that. He wants you to be so, set on what you got to do and keeping y'all house together that you ain't got time to be in nobody else's house and be in nobody else's business. And I'm going to tell you something else about a Proverbs 31 woman. She don't sit around at people's houses all day. She ain't got time for that. She ain't got a lot of friends neither, because she is so structured and she's so much about her business. And she ain't playing, like she's out here dominating. She's out here buying properties. She's out here starting businesses. She's out here being an entrepreneur, being a boss. And she's running her family. She got her king. She got her children. She ain't got time. She ain't got time to sit around at somebody's house. Oh, girl, you gonna come sit with me today? Oh, come sit with me. No, you're gonna have to start telling them no, baby. And people are gonna think you acting funny. They're gonna think you, oh, you on your high horse now. No, it's just time to be about my Father's business. I can't sit around here with you, because let me tell you something. And this is for men and women. This is for whoever. Like they say, if the shoe fit, wear it. Let me tell you something. People that ain't doing nothing, they always want you to come do nothing with them. People that ain't talking about nothing, they want you to come talk about nothing with them. As I say, tell them folks, I love you, God bless you, and bye. That's the best thing you can tell them, baby. Tell them I love you, God bless you, and bye. Because I'm a Proverbs 31 woman, and I don't have time for this foolishness. She's about her Father's business. Another characteristic about her is she knows her purpose. She ain't playing with that thing neither. She knows her purpose. When I say purpose, I mean she knows the reason why she's here. She know why she showed up on the planet. She know that God got a reason for her life. God didn't just make her to be beautiful. God didn't just make her to have hair flowing down her back and to lay on her back, okay? God did not make her to be a tool that somebody uses, but she actually has a purpose. She has a reason for her life, and she knows that reason. She knows that purpose, and she's walking in that purpose every single day, okay? And a woman with purpose does not concern herself with petty things. When women talk about her, when they hate on her, when they throw her under the bus, when they lie on her, because they do that. Just because you a woman of God don't mean, baby, we some of the ones that catch it the most, okay? But so just because you a woman of God and you walking in the light of God does not mean Satan ain't coming for you. Because he's coming for you. He's coming for you because you shining your lights. And when you shine the light, the darkness can't stand the light. The darkness can't stand the light. So when you shine your light, you got a target on your back. So you got to get ready. You got to get ready. You got a target on your back. And the Proverbs 31 woman, she knows that. She knows that. And because she's serious about her purpose and she knows that her purpose is on a time schedule, she knows she ain't got long, she don't play around. And see, when you're serious about your vision, your gifts, and your God-given purpose, you are very careful about who you spend your time with. You know that you can't just spend your time with anybody. Just because this person texts you or calls you don't mean you got to answer. Don't mean you got to respond. You got to think about your time as being just that expensive that you can't even afford it. And it's not because I think I'm better than you, because I'm not better than you, because we were all made in the image and the likeness of God. But it's just that some people just aren't serious about their purpose. And when you are serious about your purpose, you all in your Father's business. You going after your destiny. You on the way to the promised land, baby. You going to get everything that God promised you. You don't have time to stop along the way. If you're making a stop, it better be absolutely necessary. You don't have time to stop off at Billy Sue house and Betty Sue and Billie Jean and all them. You ain't got time to go sit over there with them and see what they talking about. You ain't got time to go to the barbecue. You ain't got time to go to the kickback. The Proverbs 31 woman knows that. Now, a lot of us holler that we a Proverbs 31 woman, but now, some of us are not. Because for a long time, I was not. Because I had to be on the scene, in the scene, all up in the scene. If there was a kickback, if there was anything, I had to be there. Well, guess what? I was not a Proverbs 31 woman. Because what you got to understand is, while you had to leave your house to go be at that kickback, you had to go leave your house, spend time away from your house, away from your children, away from your king, away from your family. Because the Bible says that a wise woman buildeth her house with her hands, but a foolish woman will tear it down with her mouth and also with her ways. So while you stepping out and you out here partying and you out here doing all this type of stuff that you have really outgrown, because there's a time and a season. And so once you get to a certain age and you get to a certain point in the spirit, it's time to let all of that stuff go. It's time to let it go. It's time to come on in. And for a lot of you, I hear the Lord say, come on in, baby. Come on in. Come on in. I'm just saying, come on in, baby. It's time to come on in. It's time to come on in and be this Proverbs 31 woman and be about your father's business so you can draw other young ladies in. Because you have a daughter that's watching you. You have a niece that's watching you. For some of you, you have granddaughters that's watching you. Okay? You have little cousins that's watching you. You have little sisters that's watching you. So it's time to come on in, and it's time to hold up the light as the Proverbs 31 woman. Another characteristic about this woman is she, as I said, she's not lazy. She will get up and she will work and she will help her king. Y'all know how some women, they ain't finna work and they ain't going to work. They ain't gonna try to work. As they say, they ain't gonna work at a pie factory. They won't work at a pie factory. They can have somebody can hire them at a pie factory and say, baby, all you gotta do is just sit right here in this chair. And when these pies come down the line, just test these pies, baby, see if they taste all right. They'll quit that job. They won't work at a pie factory. They're not gonna work anywhere. Some women. That's not a characteristic of a Proverbs 31 woman. A Proverbs 31 woman, baby, she's a hard worker. She's a hard worker, baby. She don't mind rolling up her sleeves. If she got to stay home and tend to the babies and be a stay-at-home mom, baby, that's a full-time job too. She'll work at that thing. She'll roll up her sleeves, baby. If them children are sick, understand what I'm saying to you. Them babies sick, them children sick. They coughing, they doing whatever, they running fever. She'll put them in that cool bathtub, give them a cool bath. She'll rub them down in some Vicks baby rub, Vicks chest rub. She'll get up all night and check temperatures. She won't sleep. She'll sit up at the hospital, even with the king, baby, because when the king gets sick, he just like one of the babies. Y'all know. She got to do all of that. And she'll do it with a smile on her face. She'll do it with a smile on her face. And if she works and she has a job, she have to stay up all night with the babies, get up every 2 hours and get a baby the bottle, feed the baby, or breastfeed the baby, or get up early enough in time to pump milk before she go to work. Make sure the breast milk is set up for the baby and the babysitter, and take it to the daycare. And when she get off, she running to the daycare, picking up the kids. None of her time is her own, but she's still at it. She's still at it. She's still going. And that's where that king come in. And you got to give her that balance. And that's why I say there can't be specific roles. Nobody can take on one role. You got to play the role of whatever you need to play in that moment. So if the queen, if the Proverbs 31 woman then got a little weary, she done got a little tired, then the king, baby, that's when you got to step in and say, okay, I'm going to go pick the kids up from daycare this week. You know what I'm saying? You when you get off from work, you just go on home, take you a bath or whatever. I'm going to get the kids. I'm going to pick them up from daycare this week. Or I'm going to make dinner tonight. Or I'm going to wash the clothes this time. I'm going to do the laundry this time. Or let me rub your feet. Or just anything. It doesn't have to be something every day, but just anything. She needs to know that when she gets tired, that she can depend on her king. Okay? So another characteristic of a Proverbs 31 woman is she's wise. She's wise, and she knows how to multiply the money. Whatever the king gives her, she gives him more back. That's the Proverbs 31 woman. She's an incubator. An incubator is something that gives life. If you think about an incubator, think about a baby. That's what I think about when I think about an incubator. I think about a baby, a little bitty baby, look like one of the preemie babies, and they put them in the incubator. I'm sorry, y'all. My light on my computer will go out. So that's what's going on with that. But as I said, I ain't doing no editing. We just going to push this right on out there, okay? But yeah, when I think about an incubator, I think about the little tank that they put the babies in. And an incubator is something that gives life, okay? Whatever you put into an incubator, you will not get the same thing back. It's supposed to take whatever you put into it and give it life, bring it to life, and then give it back to you in a life form, okay? So that's what a woman does as a Proverbs 31 woman. She is an incubator. Whatever that man gives her, he'll never get the same thing back in the form that he gave it to her. She's going to take it and she's going to multiply it, and then she's going to give him back. You know, she's going to take what he gave her and give it life, and then she's going to give it back to him. So she's wise. She's a wise woman. She's not crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's not the type of woman that's easily led. She's not gullible. She's very wise. She's very smart, okay? Another characteristic of the Proverbs 31 woman is she's strong. As I said, she does not mind rolling up her sleeves and getting to work. She ain't petty. She does not concern herself with gossip or with evil. As I said before, I'm just kind of reiterating everything that I already said. But she's oh, that's my dog. I'm sorry, y'all. I thought I heard something outside my window, but that was my dog. That's right here by my foot. She's always by me. My Chihuahua, Munchie. But yeah. She's the Proverbs 31 woman. She's strong. She'll roll up her sleeves and get to work. She's not petty, and she doesn't concern herself with gossip or with evil. She ain't got time for all that petty stuff. She know that stuff is beneath her. She's so busy making sure her house is in flow. She knows that she is the backbone of her house, and she is so busy trying to keep that thing in flow, trying to keep her car in her lane. She stay in her own lane. She ain't worried about what Sally or Susie or Betty or none of them out there doing. She don't run in the streets every day with her friends. She stay home. She stays home. She tends to her children. Because as I was saying, when you out at the kickbacks and in the clubs and you doing ladies night out and all that type of stuff, that's all right sometimes. But that should not be a regular lifestyle for you as a Proverbs 31 woman. You got to, because what you got to understand is those times when you tipping out and you at the kickback and you drinking and you smoking and you at the club and you at the bar, you at the lounge and you doing all this type of stuff, you're away from your home. Nobody's tending to your home at this time. You got children that's being influenced by stuff. You don't know what them children are watching. Your king, you off somewhere else doing something else. You ain't tending to him. You see what I'm saying? So it's like when you take that time, you might think it's harmless, which it is harmless if you don't make a habit out of it. But if it's something that you do frequently, your home is suffering, okay? Your castle is suffering. You're the queen of that castle. You the one that keeping everything in flow with that castle. And you know if you ain't there, it's hard for that thing to run if you ain't there. But see, as a Proverbs 31 woman, you're a good manager, so you know how to train everybody in the house to flow when you ain't there too. But you know, even though you train the king, even though you train the kids to let that thing flow when you're not there, it's only for a temporary amount of time. Sorry, y'all, I went off again. But it's only for a temporary amount of time, okay? Only for a temporary amount of time. So when you go out, you can't go out and stay out all night and all that type of stuff. That's not the Proverbs 31 woman. You got to go out, do what you're doing, and get on back home so you can keep that house in flow, okay? Y'all know sometimes we leave and come back and be like, we were gone too long. We be like, what in the world done went on? Like, all you know what done broke loose up in here. The flow. They messed up the flow. So you need to be up in that house, or you need to be reachable so that flow can keep going, okay? Another characteristic of the Proverbs 31 woman is she is a cultivator. She is a developer. She knows how to develop. She can have a king that may not be the best of the best, okay? There may be many flaws about him. He may have many things going on with him. He may not be the best man of all the men. But if she's a Proverbs 31 woman, if she's a cultivator, if she's a developer, she knows how to take the scraps of a man that she has and develop him into a king. She knows how to speak to the king in him. She knows how to push him. She knows how to get that potential that's sleeping on the inside of him. She knows how to pull that potential out of him and manifest it and help him to manifest it. But there's another side to this, ladies. My Proverbs 31 ladies. Before you try to go and speak to the king in him, and before you try to go pull out anything that's on the inside of him, and before you try to cultivate and develop him, you better make sure that he's ready to be developed, okay? He's got to be, as a king, he's got to have that decision made up in his mind that he's ready to be developed. He want to be better. He's ready for a change. He's ready to settle down. He's ready to be somebody's king. He's ready to come out of this mess that he been doing. Because see, a lot of times what happens is a Proverbs 31 woman, she'll go hook up with somebody And she's a developer. She's a cultivator. So she's working on him. She's making the best out of their situation. She's speaking to the king in him. She's coaching him. She's pulling him through. She's being his ride or die. She's down for him. She's riding with him till the wheels fall off. She's, forgiving him for all of his mistakes. She's pulling him through. She's, just looking at the glass as half full and not half empty. She's riding with him like all the way. And she's speaking to the king in him. She's trying to pull the best out of him and develop him and cultivate him into the king that she wants him to be. But if he ain't ready for that, I don't care how much you try to speak to the king in him. The prince in him, the boy in him is going to take over. It's going to take over. I don't care how much. I don't care how powerful you are as a woman. This is where we mess up sometimes as women, as Proverbs 31 women. We are cultivators. We're hard workers. We're nurturers. We're developers. But we take on the wrong projects sometimes, okay? Just because you're a developer and you're a cultivator and you got all these qualities does not mean that everybody is your assignment. Some of these people are not your project, and that's why you wore out. That's why you tired. That's why you frustrated. That's why you stressed. That's why your hair is falling out. That's why you ain't got no peace. All of those things that we tend to go through when we take on a project that wasn't meant to be taken on. That's not to say that he can't change. It just means that you may not be the one that's assigned to him. You may not be the woman that's got to speak to the king in him. You trying to speak to the king and the little boy keeps coming out because, he just either not ready or you're just not the one that's meant to develop him. It does not have anything to do with who you are and what you got going on. And that's what happens a lot of times. That crushes the self-esteem of some women because it didn't work and because they ended up hurt and they didn't get what they bargained for. They didn't get what they wanted out of the deal with this man, with this king. And it don't necessarily mean that he's not a king. He's just not your king. He's not your king. So what you got to do in those situations is just let that go and then continue to work on yourself. Keep being the cultivator you are. Keep being the developer that you are. Keep being the Proverbs 31 woman that you are. And know that God will send you your king. He will. He's going to put you in front of a man just as he presented Eve to Adam. God is going to present you to your king. And you may not even have to speak to anything in him. Because when you meet him, he could already be developed. He could already be cultivated. He could already be put together. And you over here trying to work on this whole build a man project. And God got a finished project over here for you. Okay? So keep that in mind too. So I'm going to go over one more characteristic with y'all. And we're going to end this video. And we're just going to call this part 1. And then I'll come back with part 2. Okay, so I'm going to go over one more characteristic. The last one I'm going to go over is she's classy. She's classy. Okay, I told y'all on the Facebook Live that the Proverbs 31 woman is a hustler. And she's classy, baby. She's classy. She's a hustler, but she's also classy. You're not going to see her with all her cleavage out. You're not going to see her with all of her behind out. You're not going to be able to tell what kind of underwear she's wearing. You're not going to be able to, catch her with just any kind of shoes on, flopping off her feet. She ain't going to be all in the grocery store with her slippers on and all this type of stuff. I mean, I know we're not going to be always put together when we make grocery store runs and we make quick store runs and school runs, but as a Proverbs 31 woman, you've got to be graceful. You've always got to be graceful. Because for one, if you're a single Proverbs 31 woman, you don't know who's watching you. Your king could be watching you. So you want to always keep it classy. And then when you got your king, you got to make sure you keep it classy then. Because what it took to get him is going to take that to keep him. Not necessarily keep him because you ain't got to work so hard to keep him. Because when God gives you something, it's yours. But at the same time, you want him to still have that attraction to you. You want him to still have that passion, that love for you. Okay? So he got to do his part and you got to do your part as well. You got to keep it classy. You don't argue with women. You don't come down off of your crown. You don't come down off of your throne, to address any petty mess. If somebody calls you out of your name, you let them have that. Unless they put their hands on you or they jumped on you and you had to self-defend yourself. Because I will get you up off of me. Try if you want to. I will get you up off of me, okay? Proverbs 31 or not. I will get you up off of me. Okay. I'm just saying. But I'm just saying, y'all. But she's classy. You know, as long as they not putting their hands on her, that's what my mama always told me and my sisters. We would come home and be like, well, such and such said this about me, and they doing this, and they talk about me, and she like, well, did they put their hands on you? Did they put their hands on? If they didn't put their hands on you, baby, don't you worry about it. And I want to tell you, if nobody's putting their hands on you, don't worry about what people say, because you're never going to be able to control what people say. Proverbs 31 woman knows that. I can't control what you say, and I ain't worried about what you say. That's the characteristic of her. She ain't worried about what you say, and she ain't going to address what you say. A Proverbs 31 woman is the type of woman that does not scroll the news feed. She don't look for new, because I'm talking about on social media. If there's something that's not worthy of her, she's not going to give that type of stuff so much of her time, because she's so busy cultivating. She's so busy producing. She's so busy multiplying, ruling and subduing, getting his property, getting his land, starting these businesses, getting these projects underway, helping her king, working side by side with him so they can shine together, so they can dominate together. She's so busy. Her mind is on so many more things. Her mind is on higher things. And her mind is so high. She's flying high like the eagle that she was born to be. She don't have time to be on the low level of vibrations. She don't have time to be on the petty stuff. She don't have time to worry about what's the latest news, or who just got pregnant, or who finna have another baby, or who finna get divorced, or who finna get married. Or, she just don't have time for that. She don't have time for that. Not on the gossiping end. She don't have time for that on the gossiping end. Now, she'll congratulate a person for getting married, for getting engaged, all that type of stuff. But you can miss her with that gossip, because she ain't on that. She ain't on that. She don't spend her days, she don't spend her precious time putting people down. She spend her time helping people, okay? Because she knows that when she gives, it's going to be given unto her. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, shall men give unto her bosom. She knows the word of God, baby. She don't play with that word. She knows the word. She's classy. She's a good manager. She's a hard worker. She roll up her sleeves. She ain't the type of woman that be like, ooh, I can't break a nail. I don't want to break a nail. Ooh, my nails are so dirty. Oh, my hair. Oh, I'm just sweating. I done sweated all of this glue off of my frontal. Oh, my goodness. I'm just sweaty. I done broke my nails. I done broke my Apple Watch. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I'm just, no, baby. She's not that type of woman. She'll pop them nails off. She'll snatch them lashes off. She'll get to work. She'll get to work. Because she knows that her hard work is going to pay off. She knows that her hard work right alongside her king, they're going to dominate together. They're going to shine together. She knows there's a time and a place for everything. Now, she dressed up. You look in Proverbs 31 and you read it. It tells you that she got some stuff now. She keep herself together. But she knows that there's a time and a season for all of that. There's a time and a season to be cute and classy and pretty. And there's a time and a season to, hey, kick all that stuff to the side, roll up them sleeves. If she got to cast out demons, she got to lay hands on the sick and let them, and they shall recover. If she got to lay hands on that king, lay hands on them children. If she got to jump benches, if she got to run through troops, if she got to leap over walls, whatever she got to do, baby, she's ready. She's in beast mode. She's in takeoff mode. That's that Proverbs 31 woman, okay? So, that was part 1, y'all. We were supposed to do this on Facebook Live, but we did it on the YouTube channel. So, any mistakes that are in this video, as we said, like they do in church, y'all take it for love. It's not about it's not about the quality of the editing and all that type of stuff. It's the content. That's what matters. So, y'all take all the bloopers and take all the mistakes for love, okay? And I hope and I pray that you were able to get a lot of value out of this content, okay? I hope you were able to get a lot of value from this. And I just want to tell you guys to stay prayed up. Even though everything that's going on in the world right now, the crisis and the virus and everything, y'all stay prayed up. Stay in God. And as I always tell y'all on the podcast, If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. With God, all things are possible. So y'all, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe below. Click the subscribe button and hit the bell so you can be notified when I upload new videos to my channel, okay? I love you all with the divine love. This has been Latoya Okeia, your spiritual life coach and motivational speaker. Until next time, I will see you guys later.